WLFE-DB Radio.
Whoa, that was quick.
Wow, that was real quick. All right, everybody. So, well, it was quicker than I thought. That's okay. We like quickies. I told you we were going to do a quickie.
Oh, so there you go. You got me.
All right. I know. I got you. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me and Mr. Kenny Biddle. My name is Ted, or Teddy, or TW, or whichever. I know most of you are going to recognize him from Paratalkradio, right here on WLFE-DB Radio. You also probably recognize me from Talk with Teddy, which is a secondary show that I run right here on WLFE. Now, the purpose we're doing this live stream for y'all is basically we want to kind of introduce all the hosts for their own individual shows. They're going to basically tell you a little bit about themselves and their show and what it's all about, and go from there. And we're actually starting things off right now with Mr. Kenny Biddle. So, Kenny,
hey,
why don't you tell the folks about yourself and your show and what that's all about?
I am the token asshole. There you go. No, but seriously, I am the skeptic. I'm the token skeptic on I guess on the network. I don't think you have like any other like dedicated skeptical kind of shows yet, except for me. Not to
the extreme of yours.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like being in my own little niche there. But basically, I run a show called the Skeptical Help Bar, and it's a relaxed environment where it's usually the norm is a open forum Q&A where we drink and we talk about paranormal stuff, and basically the audience and the viewers, anybody that jumps on, they ask questions, they give me ideas, and I give a skeptical opinion in return. Just a little bit about myself so you understand where I'm coming from. I started a blog on Facebook called I Am Kenny Biddle, like over a decade ago or something like that. And I promote science and critical thinking and solving mysteries through good, like investigative detective work. So I also do a YouTube channel under the name Kenny Biddle. And on there, I have videos, both live videos that I've streamed there. And then I do standalone videos where I take apart like the ghost hunting equipment and show you exactly what's inside of it and exactly what it does. I do tests. I figure out what it can and can't do. And then what else do I do? Oh, I go through different experiences. I go through methods and basically show you what's going on. And aside from that, I also do a column for Skeptical Inquirer magazine, which is a science-based magazine. There's hard copy and online. I do an online column called A Closer Look, where I pretty much do the same thing. I tackle investigations such as like I've looked into the Conjuring House history. I've looked into the Dybbuk box hoax, because it really is. And then other things like UFO sightings, Bigfoot sightings, any kind of ghost sightings around here, and then gadgets. I've taken apart, I can't tell you how many gadgets I've taken apart, like literally sawed them apart with a hacksaw just to see what was inside, and it's not just to, like my idea is not to just debunk things. It is to find out the truth. I want to supply the audience, the viewer, anyone that asks me a question, I want to be able to give them good, solid information. And that's really, really important to me. I don't want to bullshit people. I don't want to just make up something off the top of my head, which unfortunately is rampant within the paranormal community. There's a lot of that shit going on. So I want to actually make sure I know what I'm talking about. I have the facts, I have the information, and I can provide it to the people. So that's me in a nutshell. What do you think? Oh, we drink too. We drink a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to show your yeah, there you go, Kenny's specialty. And this is what, if you're looking for a visual, when you're looking for a show, this is what it looks like. You can find that photo right on WLFE-DB Radio Network on Facebook. You can also find it on WLFE-DB.com. And
the cool thing about that logo is that I have a physical stand that's exactly like that. I built it out of PVC and cardboard, and whenever I go to like a paranormal conference and I can afford a booth, because sometimes they're pretty expensive, but when they're cheap enough, I get a booth and I actually have a full-sized psychiatric help or skeptical help, in this case, booth. That's exactly like Lucy from Peanuts. So even had the little donation can. And and if you see that donation can, all the donations, if you put donations in there, they go to the Cancer Research Institute. So all the money that I make, like over the last couple of years, from that, doing that stuff, it all goes to the Cancer Research Institute. And when I donate, I post the I guess you'd call it the receipt, the overview. So because some people, as bad it is, like we all try to work together, but some people are out there and they're like, oh, you're just pocketing the money. So I put up, when I donate and I get the summary at the end, I post it online so everybody can see, like, this was donated. It went right to them. So
yeah,
so there you go.
That's awesome. So, and Kenny's actually got a show coming up here in about, let's see, what time
20
is it?
minutes.
So in about 20 minutes, here on the network. So stay right here on WLFE's Facebook. And if you're not on it and you're hearing it from one of the other outlets, pop over here and check it out. And you'll love Kenny. We all love him. Some people love to hate him, but we love Kenny.
You either love me or you love to hate me, and you can't. Yeah. It's kind of like that Howard Stern kind of feel to it. Like some people just freaking love him, and other people hate him, can't stand him, but they listen anyway just to see what he says. And that I try not to be. I mean, I know I get the moniker of the skeptic, the evil skeptic. Mm-hmm. I'm a party pooper, but I try not to do that. I try to give good information. I try to talk to people. And when you meet me in person, usually the best compliment that I get is that I'm much different than they expected. Like they really expected some like die-hard, cynical jackass, to come at them. And I'll work with you.
You're nothing like that. You're nothing like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I thought you were a jerk when I first met you, but no,
of course.
You're cool.
I think it's great. So. I'm very intense. I'm very intense. I'm very blunt. I don't pull punches. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't stroke you because I think that's bullshitting you. If you tell me something and I don't agree with it, but if I sit there and just nod like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm not doing anybody a favor. I'm not helping you out. Right. I'm lying to you. And anybody else that does it, they're lying to you. And I can't stand that. I'll tell you that I don't like something, and I'll tell you why I don't like it. So, but we can talk about it.
That's right.
And I talk a lot, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah. So tell the folks where you're from, actually.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born and raised. That's usually where I hang out most, but I do travel. I do a YouTube channel with my wife called K&D Adventures, where we travel almost every weekend, and we try to film wherever we're going. So we try to explore life. I don't know when it's going to end, so I try to get in as much fun as I possibly can.
Right. Well, Kenny, I appreciate you coming on here and giving the folks an idea of what your show's about.
You're welcome.
And I think it's a good thing. We need to stay on top of this stuff so that everybody knows the truth. And I think you're one of those guys that you say it the way you feel it and see it, and that's it. And everybody has their own truth. And he's not saying you can't believe what you believe. He's just giving you another opinion, another way to look at it. And that's awesome. Yeah.
I usually don't. So, I don't usually go after people, especially in person. I don't really go after them. Like, oh, I'm going to debunk you. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'll sit there and wait. If you want to talk, you can come up and ask me a question, but I'm not going to start a fight, unless you're a dick. And then I'm going to start a fight because
I loved it because somebody else earlier on the chat said, I always say, don't make me go Kenny Biddle on your ass. Who said that? Mike. I think it was Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yes? No. Yeah. Yeah, they're in the back room going, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, that's okay though. But you know what? That's a compliment. So
yeah. I try, and I'm really sure like the other people that you have on the network, I'm sure we have different opinions and beliefs and ideas.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
That's cool. You can have. I don't mind. I honestly, without trying to sound mean, I don't care what you believe. I really don't.
Right.
That's up to you.
Right.
But I care when you start preaching it to other people as fact. And then that's when I have a problem with it because I don't like misinformation.
Right.
But, we can talk. That's all. No big deal.
There you go. All right, Kenny. Well, you know what? Have a good show. And,
I will.
I'll try and pop in there at the end of all this. And if I don't talk to you, before Memorial Day. Have a happy.
You too, sir. You too. Take it easy.
All right, Kenny. Bye-bye. I cut him right off. Oops. All right, everybody. That was Kenny Biddle. So make sure that you check out his show. It is a fun show, and listening to him while he's drinking, it only gets better. It only gets better. So next up for you, I have Where's My Sage. I'm going to bring them up for you right now. We have Mr. Mike.
Hello.
There he is. And Kristine.
Teddy.
Hey. All right, so this is Where's My Sage. So these guys are right here on the network. I'm going to let them take the floor, and that way they can tell you what this show's all about, and hopefully you guys will join them.
Go for it.
I'm Mike, Predictor Research and the co-host of Where's My Sage with my wonderful partner, Kristine London. And Christy, if you want to go over your background and why we started Where's My Sage, and we kind of go off each other, so you never know what you're going to get with us. So.
Yeah, and sometimes we just clash, and that's okay too. It just makes it more fun. So I'm Kristine London, and I am a psychic medium, empath, and Reiki master. I work locally out of Buffalo, New York, Niagara Falls, New York, and you can find me doing a lot of different events and co-hosting with my fabulous, wonderful partner who does a lot of the work for our show, and traveling around and investigating and doing a whole lot of different fun things. And, our show is really diverse, is a good word to use, because the whole idea of the show is to get a taste of the universe, because, you never know what you're going to come across, and everybody has their own truth and their own facts, and everybody has their own experiences, and their truths and their facts are based on their own experiences, and they're different from other people's, even if they're similar, if that makes sense. So it's really, it's meant to open your eyes. It's not meant to say anyone is right or wrong. It's not meant to create an issue with anybody, we'll say. We want to have fun, and we want to expand everyone's horizons, including our own, which is really, really important, because the more we learn, the more we know, the more we grow, especially for those of us who are gifted, our gifts expand. So I'll turn it over to my partner over there who does the other side of things.
A lot of what we do is getting folks off the couch, getting them out to sample. So Christy and I may go out and do a live investigation and broadcast from our show from a location, or we may do a reading. Christy may do a reading show. Our guests that we bring in are to expand our horizons. We have everything from cryptid to paranormal to energy healing, to martial artists, to survivalists. We have law enforcement and military folks coming on soon to do a whole thing on their experiences, awkward stuff, paranormal, while they're out on the road. But we're always looking for something different to expand our horizons. Yeah, it all kind of comes back around, but the biggest thing is to sample the universe, to get a little taste, to get us up and out. And our experience is there, and for folks to share their experiences of life. And sometimes our show is a live guest. Sometimes we'll pull our guests from the audience. We never know who we're going to grab. So
we're a little impulsive that way.
You've been there, or we could be in the middle of a reading show, and we'll pull somebody live for a reading show. Or if they've had a paranormal experience, hey, we want you to know, and you want to explain, so we'll have a witness come on. But we're right out there. I come from an investigative background, so it's kind of there. I'm black and white on most things, but I kind of shades of gray. So we're there to kind of help and get other people to experience like we are. We are on Facebook. I see there's a question down there in the group. Yep. But yes, we are on Facebook. Where's My Sage? We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We are on iTunes. We are on Spreaker. We have a
lot of them. Yeah.
We are on yeah, we're on about 5 different Facebook pages, and we have a YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We're all over, and we're happy to be part of the WLFE-DB Radio Network, and working with Teddy and the rest of the crew. I've got to be out and seen Kenny working live at a Bigfoot event a couple years back. So, it's a great group of you've got here. So, yes.
I'd love to see him live. Can't wait to meet him.
He was in the audience, so it was even more experience. yeah, we're Tuesday nights at 8. Tuesday at 8 is when we're on.
Right, perfect.
So.
And you know what I love about you guys' show is Kristine. Oh my God, you just laugh all the time, and I love it. And
thank you.
It's a lot of fun. Your show is a lot of fun. So if anything, you know, you want a little laugh, a little chuckle, go and check them out on that avenue as well. It's just they're very talented individuals, and I think it's a great show for anybody that wants to check out more than what you normally would with the paranormal. I mean, Bigfoot researcher and a medium Reiki master. I think Mike is Reiki also.
I am also a master as well. Yep.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
As you've pulled me and the extreme paranormal guys, Kenna and Culls and Stacy and Michelle, they yanked me along and into the investigative for the paranormal side. And now Kristine and I go out and do investigations as well. And you can see that on our Facebook and our YouTube. Yeah. So if we're out doing an investigation somewhere, there's a lot of times we'll put it up live. So folks that can't get out, like during this COVID thing, hey, this is what we're doing. We just did a live show with Heather Madsen from Greystone and let her show us her location. Yes. So
the
we get creative, or we try to, you know. We practice what we preach too, because having the different backgrounds, it's nice because I've gotten out in the woods with Mike and I've learned a lot about the cryptid side of things, and I know I have a lot more to learn. But like even now I find myself, you know, even just driving down the street or something, and I'll be like, ew, there's like that bunch of trees. Oh, look at that, it's on there, you know, just all the different things that he's now like pounded into my head. You know, it's and vice versa. You know, he's a healer. He's, you know, and just opening and expanding his horizons. So we also do it together, and we learn from each other, which is the best part. So yeah. And you know what, with shows like what you guys have, and even with Paratalkradio or any show on WLFE, you come onto these shows, you listen, you learn something. You have to keep an open mind with everything, and I think it's just awesome that we are able to share our experiences, and then the guests we get to share their experiences. And you know, it's interesting because the listeners can sometimes you know, understand that because they're going through something similar. Or if not, they can, you know, they'll say, hey, you know, I know somebody that's going through that, you know, maybe this would help. So you always want to keep an open mind to this stuff. So that's awesome. And Michelle says hello Mike, and hello Kristine. Hi Michelle.
Hello Michelle.
So they're all watching on the watch parties as well in the other channels, so that's great. So
hi everyone.
Tuesday at 8, right? Tuesday at 8.
Yes.
Tuesdays at 8.
8 to 10. We may occasionally go over, just but you're on after us, so we make sure we're trying to get off right after. So come watch us, then follow up with Teddy. So
we're not too strict on time. I told Mike that he can go a half hour over. I'm not worried about that too much. You guys are good to go and do what you need to do. But
awesome.
And when you guys get out and do like the field research, and you guys are out and videotaping that stuff and all of it, it's amazing stuff. I think more people want to see stuff like that, and I think it's awesome. You guys are phenomenal. I love your show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate
we try to get out once a month at least somewhere, either paranormal location or the woods somewhere, just a fresh air. So Robert, thank you for posting our Facebook page. We appreciate that. So
thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Well, again, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Where's my stage? And come and visit Mike and Kristine. And it's a great show. You guys will love it. So make sure you guys check it out. And you can always see where they are. Go visit the WLFE. Let me see if I can get it up here real quick. WLFE.com on Facebook, or you can actually go to the website WLFE-DB.com. It's there. And I did want to mention that one of the new things on the Facebook page for WLFE, if you go to the bottom left, it actually says social apps, I think is what it's called. Down the bottom, there's actually a playlist from SoundCloud there, so you're able to hear the shows all the time because they're all in rotation there. So if you miss a show, you can always go back and listen to it. They're always there listed.
Very neat.
Yeah. So I try to put all our shows up by Friday afternoon for the pre-recorded stuff. So
yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah. The more the merrier. You know, get your numbers in. All right, guys. Anything else you want to say to the folks out there? Or are you good to go?
Thanks.
No, just what? Huh? What? Stupid question
Thank
again.
you. Come join us.
Yes, we'd love to have you.
See, I told you, folks. Fun. They're fun.
Don't try to out-talk me, and you're not going to win.
Yeah. She knows what I'm going to do ahead of time. We just go with it.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on here, and thank you for telling people about your show. It's awesome. Like I said, I love your show, and I just want more people to get on there and hear it. So thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. Take care. That was We're On Stage with Kristine and Mike. Awesome individuals. Great show. So make sure you tune in 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. Now, I'm going to kind of take you to an interesting show that was actually one of the founding shows for WLFE-DB Radio. It actually started out a long time ago, and I'm going to have the gentleman tell you where it started from. And welcome to the show right now, Mr. John Verno, the Vernomatic Verno. How are you, John?
Good, Teddy. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. So why don't you tell everybody about your show?
First and foremost, I'm concerned about this audio. Is it fine?
Yeah, it sounds great. Sounds great.
Okay, good. Technology, I don't totally trust it yet. So what we got going on is a heavy metal podcast unlike no other. It's Metal Mayhem ROC, and the origins of the podcast comes from an old radio show that I hosted back in the mid 80s while I was beginning my broadcast career. And it was called Metal Mayhem, and it was on a public access channel. Actually, when I was studying broadcasting in high school, it was the radio and TV course. So me and a fellow classmate, Cheech Carbone, we conceived, pitched, and was approved to do a 4-hour heavy metal show on Friday nights on WBER radio in Rochester, New York. So that was in the mid 80s. I got on my path. I worked in broadcasting for a little bit, 5-6 years, and ended up raising a family and got into food vending and established a food vending hot dog cart catering business. About a couple years ago, my partner on the new Metal Mayhem ROC, Forever Metal Mark, he's an old friend from high school, and we reconnected after about 30 years of being not connected. And we just formed a friendship, a bond for the love of metal. And it all started on a 5-hour Judas Priest road trip to see the band a couple years ago in Canada. So we took it from there. And, I have a saying, my day job pays the bills, Metal Mayhem and Metal Forever gives me my thrills. So
there you go.
We're here now. And I want to thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, not a problem. I just want to make sure people can figure out where to find you and join you and watch your show and get into it. So if they're into heavy metal, that's the place to go. You guys do a lot of the news. You have a lot of really cool things. I'm not a heavy metal guy per se. I love AC/DC stuff like that. But we just had you guys on the show not too long ago, and we had a great time. And I guess I did know more than I did know more than I thought. But I want to bring up a photo here, and I want you to kind of explain this to me and what you got going on. This here, you want to kind of explain what's going on with this?
Okay, this is a new 3-part series, a podcast special that we just dropped the other night. It's the story of a gentleman named Ron Stein. Now, Ron has been in the retail music business for well over 40 years. And Ron, this is Ron Stein's story. It was originated in Rochester, New York. It's the story of a gentleman that started collecting records as a hobby in the mid 70s and developed into, he opened his own record shop and in the 80s and parlayed that into a company where they helped develop and push heavy metal in Rochester, New York, got into concert promoting, and really was the forefront of a movement that is huge. some of the biggest bands in the world: Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. Ron and his wife Jackie Stein. You can see in the poster, they opened up a record store called Lakeshore Record Exchange. And what I did, I had a chance to meet Ron. Well, I met Ron years ago. I was a 16-year-old kid going to all these concerts and going to his music store, buying all the heavy metal. But I had a chance to meet him, and through interviews, hours and hours of interviews, we were able to put together this 3-part podcast series. And it's the gentleman we call him our heavy metal hero. He's the pioneer of this movement. And, Ted, it was one of those things where you really don't know what you're doing when you're doing it. But then after you do it, you're like, to this day, he's been bombarded with people that have grown up, that have found him on Facebook and said, I remember going down to your record shop as a kid, buying albums, going to your concerts that you promoted, and it was a staple of your youth. That the story had to be told. I don't want to give too much away because it really is a fantastic story.
Right. No, I had a chance to listen to it, which is fantastic, and I really liked the whole interview. It was fantastic.
Did you listen to all 3 episodes?
I'm into the second one right now. So, But yeah, I've been listening to it. I really enjoy it so far. So I can't wait to get to the end of part 2 and then get into part 3. I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, the fun thing we were able to do with this is there's an accompanying image page at metalmayhemroc.com that we have set it up that it goes in sequence to the story. So you can conceivably, in an interactive podcast, you could be listening to it, and he may be telling a story about in 1985 we brought the black metal band Venom to Buffalo. They weren't able to play, but we did an in-store appearance that was 100 plus kids were there, and we have 7-8 photos of it, and he's telling the stories, and we were able to go back into the archives and dig up old commercials. The Lakeshore Record Exchange, part of the success of this whole era was they conceived and underwrote a heavy metal show on the weekend, Metallic Overdrive, that was basically a commercial for the record store, and that gained traction where that was legendary. That's actually where, when I was in high school, I listened to that show that gave me the motivation to do what I was going to do. So it all intertwines. The fun little story about when Ron and I were putting this together, and he sent me all the files and images. I had 70, 80 files sitting in a Dropbox folder. When I finally went to really put them in order, I'm looking at this these pictures of an in-store for this band Exciter, and there's me and my buddies. Right there in the middle of it, a 16-year-old Vernomatic with the hair out here, drinking a beer, and I'm like, oh my God, it's just fantastic. But the Ron Stein Lakeshore Record Exchange story, that's what we're doing here at Metal Mayhem ROC. We like to we like to have the podcast where we talk about current stuff. When there's shows and stuff, we can do that. We have interviews with rock stars, and we review albums and just general discussion. But then we like to dig deep and do stuff like this. So that's what we're doing at Metal Mayhem.
And that's awesome, because if you're a heavy metal fan, then especially from this area, it's something that's important. It's a history that you should know. It's fantastic that you guys were able to do that, John. You put a lot of work into this, and I know from my point, I appreciate it. I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. And your show, I love all the little segments you have in your show. What you guys do, from the news on the road, the bands and where they are now and stuff like that, and all the new concerts. I think it's amazing. It's a wonderful show. I do like it a lot.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. And, we're proud to be part of the WLFE-DB radio family. And
holy shit, you said it right. You said it right, John.
Well, once I learned, once I learned.
Yeah.
But, in all honesty, a lot of what myself and the previous hosts, at this point, it's a labor of love, and we love what we do. And it's great that we have a platform like this to get it out there, and especially in this health climate that's going on, you got to have fun. You got to enjoy just life, and that's what we're doing at Metal Mayhem ROC. So at this point, we try to be on Wednesday nights, but ever since the beginning of the year, things have been turned upside down.
And then with the COVID thing, that doesn't help. So.
Yeah, we're light on content. There's, bands aren't touring. Things are at a standstill.
Right.
So,
right.
But the 3 parts Ron Stein story on Metal Mayhem ROC.com. It's it just dropped, and the tagline is listen, learn, and like. There
you go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I do want to give a shout out to my co-host, Metal Forever Mark. Yep. He's not with us tonight. It's the holidays. He's traveling, but we have a nice team that we work together. So Mark's on here, and you can go back in the archives and watch us on Talking with Teddy a couple weeks ago. That was really, like Ted said, it was a fun show.
It was a fun show. So, John, make sure you keep up with us. Let us know what's going on with the show. If you got anything special coming up, reach out. We'll definitely make sure. Guys, right here on WLFE-DB Radio on Facebook page, make sure you check that out. Let me see, I'll get the banner up here for you. You can go to WLFE-DB.com. You can find Metal Mayhem on there, and their shows are streaming on all of those outlets from Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, SoundCloud. They're all over the place, and we definitely have tags on the video line that they have. So I mean, it's really cool. It's a great metal show, and I love it myself. So, and I never thought I would like a metal show, to be honest with you, but I do like this.
Well, sometimes it's the messenger that brings it. Thank you, Teddy.
You're welcome, John. All right, thanks, John. You have a good night. There you go. All right, everybody. That was John from Metal Mayhem ROC. Now, guys, it's a great show. Like I said, I can't say enough, and I'm so glad that he was able to join us here for a short stint to talk about his show. And I hope you guys will tune in, especially for that 3-part series. That is just like I said, I'm listening to it now, and it's awesome. It's if you're from this area, the Rochester, New York area, you definitely want to listen to it. And if you're not from here, listen to it anyways, because you might find it pretty interesting and kind of cool. All right, so next up we have a brand new show that is premiering on the 27th, which is actually next Wednesday. I can't believe it. It's coming up so fast. She's become one of my faves here on WLFE. It's Miss Jade DeVere. I'll get it right. I said it right the other day. I know, smack me. All right. So
as soon as you started saying it, I was like, he's going to screw it up again.
Yeah, I did. All right, Jade. So tell us about your show.
So a couple weeks ago, Teddy posted out on Facebook that he was looking for drag queens to interview, and we had such a good time. He offered me my own show.
Yeah.
I've been doing my own YouTube series, Just Ask Jade, since last October. So if you want to look for that, look it up. But this new show we have called Inside the Drag Closet. We are going to be talking about all things drag, and maybe some things that aren't. I don't know. That depends on what happens. I picked out a fabulous team of co-hosts that are going to be rotating every week. I have from Philadelphia, the fabulous Miss Fancy Dismount Stratton. She always sticks the landing. I have Airsport's own drag clown, Scarlet Overkill, and the alluring Miss Anastasia Diamond. Now, for my first show on the 27th, all 3 of them will be joining me, and we're just going to talk about what the show is going to become. We've already been looking ahead. June 3rd, we have 2 guest stars joining us. We'll be joined by Miss Donna Rhea. She is fabulous. Oh, and she just sent me her bio.
Awesome.
Donna Rhea is a New Jersey drag queen entertainer who is known for her campy performances, costumes, and hosting skills. I'll tell you more when you actually see the show. And we're going to be joined by Miss Anita Waistline. She was Miss Comedy Queen in, let me get the year correct, I believe it was 2016. I don't want to get that wrong. Yep, she was Miss Comedy Queen in 2016. And in 2015, she was Miss Pulse, the nightclub in Orlando. But yeah, I also want to bring a different perspective to the show. So I'm going to have my woo girls. Woo-hoo. Every show has that straight girl who's just having a good time. So I want to bring that energy to the show as well. Just having girls asking whatever they want. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to get started.
Jade, I think it's going to be a fantastic show here on WLFE. I'm so happy you guys had decided to join us. And the lineup that you have of the girls, they're fantastic. They're fun. I love it. And the 27th is the debut of the show, like I said. So you guys want to come and check that out. Right up in the corner, you can actually see there's a little picture of it up there. Yeah, there you go. That was quick.
I've been figuring out this whole thing. I've been sitting at home with nothing else to do.
There you go. So, yeah, that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. So, everybody, give them the time one more time in the day.
It'll be 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday evenings. It'll be 10:30 to midnight. We might go a little bit over, but I'm one of those girls. I like to stick to time. I don't do late.
There you go. That's awesome. So, yeah, guys. So, look, tune in Wednesday at 10:30. Jade is awesome. You're going to love her show. I'm excited, and I know she's got a lot planned for the upcoming weeks, and I really hope you guys will tune in. We actually have one here. Miss Chanel says, I am so looking forward to your show. Jade, LOL, that's a mouthful.
I hope you watch it, and I hope you have a good time.
Yeah, so, yeah, that'll be awesome. So, all right, well, thank you, Jade. Thanks for coming and telling us about your show. That's fantastic.
You bet.
All right. So, have a good night, Jade.
See ya.
So, all right. So, guys, definitely go to WLFE-DB.com. You can check out all their shows. Jade's and right from John's show from Metal Mayhem ROC, Where's My Sage, Kenny Biddle's show. We have so many different shows that are listed there, and I wasn't able to get everybody on here tonight to promote their show. But please go over and check them out. But yeah, right now, Jade's show is the one that we're premiering come next Wednesday, and we're really looking forward to it. And please go check out that 3-part series from Metal Mayhem ROC. It's an amazing series. John did a great job at it. And it's just going to be a good time. Now, I did want to mention that I do co-host a show with Miss Psychic Cindy, which is Paratalkradio. That is Monday nights at 8 o'clock right here on WLFE-DB Radio. You also have another show that I do, which is Talk with Teddy, which is a variety show, which is Tuesday night at 11, Thursday night at 11, and Saturday at 11. That is when my variety show is on, and pretty much I bring in all different types of guests, from singers to songwriters to magicians, drag queens. It doesn't matter. I bring everybody on the show. I'm probably going to knock off the drag queen thing since we have our own network show with drag, though, so I don't have to worry about that. Jade's going to have that all covered. If not, do that again. See, this is what she's doing, right? That's what she's doing to me. So yeah, I better not cross the line. Thanks, Jade. So yeah, we're gonna make sure that it's fun. On Talk with Teddy, we usually play some games and everything else. But folks, please, if you get the opportunity, check out WLFE-DB Radio on Facebook. That's where you should be watching it right now. If not, and you're on one of the other outlets, come back over and check us out on Facebook, like and share the page, and check us out. We are on YouTube as well. The whole network is. And then, of course, check out all of our shows. Go to WLFE-DB.com. We'll hope to see you there. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you so much.